Hey there everybody and welcome. It's Jackie here from stampingjack.com. It is Tuesday the 1st of June and it's time for this week's Facebook Live. We are a day early this week because I've got a busy week this week. So let me just make sure that I'm all set up, that I'm in the right place and that we're good to go. So bear with me. When you arrive, just leave me a comment below so I know you're here. And here we go. There we are. I think we are good. Oh, so, how is everybody? Did you all enjoy a lovely bank holiday weekend? For a nice change, we had some fantastic weather, didn't we? Absolutely gorgeous. So, hi Sue, welcome. You're first in today. How are you? I was just asking everybody how you enjoyed your bank holiday weekend. I had a wonderful weekend. I celebrated my birthday on the 29th of May, not the 28th. I don't actually have two birthdays. I know some of you get a bit confused every year. It's like, how many birthdays does she have? And the answer is, I have somehow, over the time, managed to create two Facebook profiles. And I can't figure out which one. So one of them has the right birthday and one of them has the wrong birthday. And I can't figure out which profile I want to delete. So I just kind of get myself in a bit of a muddle. So one of these days I will sit down and work out which one, because I belong to some groups on one profile and some groups on another profile, and it's all just ugh. So anyway, thank you all for your lovely birthday wishes. I had a fantastic time. My husband and son arrived from the UK on Friday evening, and my birthday was Saturday, so I got spoiled, but mainly it was just having them here, although I did end up spending Saturday evening at the local pub watching the football because my son is a big Man City fan and it was the Champions League final against Chelsea, so he wanted to watch it. So there you go, there's ultimate mum duty there. Unfortunately his team lost, so he wasn't very happy about that, but hey ho, never mind. So we did that on Saturday, and then on Sunday we had a barbecue with some friends. It was just absolutely glorious evening. I mean, I don't know what it's like in the UK, but here it is light till gone 10 p.m. So it was absolutely beautiful. Hi Diane, welcome. And then yesterday was Monday. What did we do yesterday? Oh yes, so yesterday we did some stuff in the garden. And then we went and watched some stock car racing. Hi Susan. So that was a lot of fun. It's been many years since I've gone to see that. And it was the first time that my son has seen it. So he was really excited. There were some fun crashes, some close racing, really exciting. It was great. So all in all, a fun weekend, and I've taken some time off from work this week so I can spend it with Kevin and Rupert until they go back on Saturday morning. So that's why this week Facebook Live is a day earlier on Tuesday, because we've arranged to go and see some friends tomorrow night. So, who have we got? Okay, so welcome all. If I haven't already said to you, do make sure to share this video. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, because I post these to YouTube when I'm done, then give me a thumbs up. Yes, Susan, stock car racing. It's a small circuit. You're right there. It's all very relaxed and chilled. You know, there's no big queues or fuss or anything. And it was a real... It's a fabulous evening, and then there was just the kids were mucking about and running around, and everyone was just really chilled out and relaxed. It was really a fantastic evening. So I think I should be doing a little bit more of that. So those of you who watched my video last week, we talked about the mini catalogue, and the mini catalogue is retiring at the end of this month, and starting today, lots of items in here are discounted, a lot of them up to 50%. So last week I went through this page by page to tell you all about what's staying, what's going, and all of those sorts of things, and my top tips on what I would say you must get before it goes. So I had a quick look today, and thankfully everything is still there, nothing's sold out yet, but do make sure to put your order in, and if you've had your eye on something, then do get your order in before it's gone. So what I want to do tonight is there's quite a lot of bundles in here that whilst the products are staying, the bundle is going away. So you'll find the stamp set or the die or whatever in the new annual catalogue, but you don't get your 10% bundle discount. So again, if they're on your list, don't wait. Save yourself the 10% and get it. So that's what we're going to be playing with tonight. So one of the sets that we're going to be playing with is the art gallery here, which is one of my favourite. But before we get into that, there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about. So the first one is, hi Mary, you made it. We haven't started yet. The first thing I want to talk to you about is my prize draw. So I had this prize draw running, which is the main prize, the only prize was a £50 shopping spree. And the closing date was yesterday. But I have extended the closing date because I thought many of you might want to place orders to get the discounts from the last chance list for this catalogue. So I've extended it till the end of today so that if you place an order today, then you'll get an entry into the prize draw. The other ways to get entries into the prize draw by signing up as a demonstrator, and quite a few of you have done that, so thank you. The other way to do it was to sign up for the paper share. So the paper share is now full. That's great. So I shall be this week cutting up and posting out all the paper shares to everybody. Thank you. And the other way to get an entry is to join the stamp club. Okay, so we still have a couple of spots left on the stamp club, and I want to start it this month. We need 6 people to for it to run, and I think we've got 4 at the minute, so we need a couple more. So I just wanted to quickly talk to you about it this evening. How it works is we put 6 people together and it runs for 6 months, and each month everybody places an order of at least £25. So when we add up all those orders, the order comes to at least £150. And when you place an order with Stampin' Up, once you hit that limit, you get free credits to spend in the catalogue of at least 10%. So what we do is each month, one of the 6 members takes a turn to be the host. Now, you don't need to host a party or do anything like that. All it means is that that's the month where you get the credits to spend based on everybody else's orders. So everybody gets a turn. So it's a really great way of sort of whittling down your list without spending lots of money all at once. So, £25 a month is fairly affordable. It's not a huge amount to spend. The other great thing about it is that quite often, a lot of us, we get very overwhelmed when we do a really big order. And you don't play with the stuff. Whereas if you buy it in smaller increments, you're more likely to play with what you've bought because you're not completely overwhelmed trying to do 10 stamp sets or 5 stamp sets. You've probably bought a stamp set or a bundle or something like that. So it's a great way to just kind of get you more crafting time instead of buying all the time and never quite getting around to using what you've got. The other thing is that the members of the club, what I do is every month is I send you a video, which is just for you guys. And it's rather than using products, what it'll be is it'll be focusing on particular techniques or particular card folds or things like that. So again, sort of techniques and cards that you can, and layouts and things and tips that you can use with whatever products that you've bought. So I'd love for us to be able to run the club. If we don't get the 6, then we can't run the club. So if any of you have been sitting on the fence about this, then please send me a message tonight and I'll sign you up and we can get going. As I said, I've done it before. It's dead easy. All I do is each month I'll send you the code, the host code to use. I'll tell you who the host is at the beginning so you know which month is yours, so you can plan and say, well, if my month is September, that's when I'm going to make my big purchase, so that then I get whatever I want and I push up the value of the order that month so I get more freebies. And of course, as I say, you get the free video each month. So yes, if you've done it before, great. If you haven't, as I say, it's dead easy. So do drop me a message or let me know if you want to sign up, or if you want to find out more, I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got. Okay, so that's Stamp Club. What else did I want to say? Yes, so the prize draw. So I will announce the winner of the prize draw. Sue Bishop, I've got your name down for it. That's right. Yeah, you're in. So yeah, we'll do the prize draw on next week's Facebook Live. So again, if you sign up for the Stamp Club, you get 20 entries into that draw. Sign up as a demonstrator, you get 15. Paper share is already done, so you can't do that. I'm placing an order by tonight, and you get 10 entries. So lots of ways that you can do it. And if you've done any of those things already, you're already in the draw. Okay? So let's get down to some crafting. Do you like my background, by the way? It's my normal tablecloth. I had a bit of a disaster just as I was going live. It's really, really hot here. I'm sure it's hot where you all are as well. And I brought myself up a glass of water. And what do you think has happened? It went all over my table. It went all over my catalogue. It went all over the little piece of paper that I normally put up with my name and my website on it. Everywhere. Literally 3 minutes before I was due to go live. So I was like, argh! But anyway, so we're just going to have to go with this for the minute. Right, so as I say, the first thing I want to do is there's 3 particular bundles that are going away in the new catalogue, but the products remain. So the first one is the Handsomely Suited bundle, okay, which is the stamp set and dies. We're going to play with this. This is for me anyway, this is an absolute must-have for you. I know how we always struggle with masculine cards, and this is fantastic for this. So I'll be making a card with this one. The other one, which is a really cute set, which I've got but not really played with very much, is the Sweet Ice Cream, and I think this is totally appropriate for the weather we're having at the moment. So again, the stamp set and the punch will be in the new catalogue, or I should say they are in the new catalogue, but they won't have their 10% discount. So you need to get it, if you want the discount, you need to get it before the end of June. And then the final one, which I think everybody needs to have this one, is the Art Gallery stamp set and dies. Now, I love this set. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'll show you some cards that I've already made with it later on. So we're going to play with that one tonight. Okay? So let's start with the Handsomely Suited. Okay, so let me just talk you through this. So you've got some images here. So you've got the ties and the bow ties, and then some sentiments here. Now, I have to be honest with you, when I saw this one, I was like, what is this? I can imagine what my dad would say if I sent him a card saying, one of the world's greatest dads. He'd be like, what are you talking about? I am the world's greatest dad, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with this sentiment. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same about this, or is it just me? Is it just my dad? I don't know. I think he'd be quite offended if I sent him a card with that one on it. He'd think I didn't love him very much anymore. So let me know what you think about that one. But anyway, the rest are great. So again, it's birthday. And what you could do here is you could do a bit of masking here. You could do have a happy and then stamp a birthday in here and handsome. I'm going to try that later. You've got some bow ties. Great. But you've also got these dies, which are fantastic. Now I'm going to open up the catalogue. The sopping catalogue. Can you see? Yeah. Right. So here you can see where it's being used to make a shirt and a jacket and a pocket and a tie and all of that. And absolutely this paper, you have got to get your hands on this paper. It's absolutely ideal for any masculine cards, whether you use this stamp and die set or not. Okay. And it's half price as well. It's only £5.38. So definitely get that before it's gone. So what you've got, I'll just talk you through the dies. So this die here, okay, cuts out the V here, just the V. See that? And then we've got this die here, which cuts out the lapels that go on it. See that? Okay, so they work together. And then you've got this one which cuts out a collar. We've got a pocket. We've got some bow ties. I mean, this would work great if you had black, and then a bow tie would be great for prom or for graduation or stuff like that. So that'd be really cool. You've got the ties which cut out the images. This is for braces. Okay, you can see it here. But again, that's great for just cutting out some stripes for anything. These are the ends of the braces. Okay, we've got some buttons, and I like the fact that they've done 6 buttons on one die, so you're not faffing about. This is the end, this is the pocket bit here, see that? Okay, and I think that this, is a hanky, or you can use it to put a different colour at the top of your tie like so. And this goes on the bow tie, so again you can put a different colour knot on there. So that's just talking you through the dies, okay? So for tonight's card, I'm not going to make a suit. I thought the day that's in it today, let's go for something a bit more summery. Okay, so let's just get all these back on here. So I'll show you. What we're going to do is we're going to make a shirt. Okay, so I'll bring in my pieces. So it's going to go on a square cardstock. So we've got some soft succulent. So this is about 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters, and then we've got a layer of black and then a layer of white. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut out a centimeter, a rectangle of paper. So I'm going to make it sort of, any of you who have guys in your life who like these sort of flowery patterned shirts, I have to say my husband wouldn't be seen dead in something like this, but hey ho, he's more of a check man. He loves a good check. Okay, and then what I've done is I've cut out a collar piece. Now you've got to be careful with this because it's quite narrow there, so it tears or twists very easily. And we've cut out a pocket. And then what we do is we take or cut two more pockets, and I'm going to use those to make some sleeves like so. And I also, oh, they've fallen out. I've cut out the buttons. So here's one. And now if I lose these on my table, I will never find them because I have white spots on my table. So let's see where the rest of them are. Maybe they're still inside the card. Are they stuck to the back of my paper? It's going to be one of those nights, ladies. Never mind, I can fix it. All right. So I don't know if you can see it, but these buttons here, you've even got the texture on them, which is really cute. So again, you could cut those out of foil. You could cut them out of coloured cardstock, whatever you wanted. You could put glossy accents on them or whatever. Right, I'm just gonna, I can't find my, it's pointless, isn't it, really, looking for a small white dot, something with a dotty background. So I'm just going to quickly cut out some more. So bear with me 1 second whilst I do that. Here we go. I'm going to put them on there so I don't lose them. Now, it's no guarantee, but at least it gives me a chance. Okay, so let's assemble our shirt. Okay, so first things first, let's create the sleeves. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just on this bit here. Okay, and wet glue is the best for this because it gives you some wiggle room. Hi, Amy, welcome. So there we go. So we're just going to line it up at the corner there. Okay, you could use this side if you wanted, but this is the hand-penned patterned paper. So again, you know, you look at this, you wouldn't necessarily think masculine card, but here we go. All right, there we go. Whoop. Let's hold that down a second. Let's make sure it's lined up nicely. You know why it's not sticking? Because I put the glue on the wrong side. I think it's going to be one of those nights, ladies. It's the heat. I'm blaming the heat. So you're going to have to be patient with me. Thanks, Diane. Just realised that. Oh dear. Just looking at this, it makes me think, actually, if you were trying to do, it's a great way to also, you know, someone who's a doctor or anything, make scrubs with this. So, all right, just getting the glue off my fingers. I'm just going to twist that around so that it's more in line with the other side. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this bit down. Does anybody have this set already? Leave me a comment below, let me know if you do. So I'm just going to line this up to create the collar. I'm even going to try and get it in the middle. Could you imagine if I was trying to sew? Well, I know what it's like when I try and sew. I am no seamstress, mainly because I can't do anything straight. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this piece away. Okay, you can leave it there if you want, particularly if you do a contrasting colour, but I wanted it there so it's kind of obvious. All right, and then I've got my pocket here, and I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. I'm going to use my minis. Okay, and now we've got our buttons. So just grab my take your pick tool. So I'm just going to pick it up, right side, put a tiny drop of glue, and then place it down. Okay, so let's space these out. Everything is super sticky because of the heat. There we go. I'm not worrying too much about precise placement because they're going to move as soon as I start to glue them. But it's just spacing it out to see how many I want on here. Okay, so here we go. You can use glue dots as well if you want. This is the reason for the wet glue, so that I can move my buttons around to get them exactly where I want them. There we go. Yeah, I can see that these are gradually working their way over to the right. Can anybody else see that? Bit wonky, but never mind. The other thing that you could use is you could use our new brads, our black and white brads. They would work really well too. Okay, and now let's get our go. Okay, and then this is all going to be popped up. Okay, so now we'll get our dimensionals on the back. So we want plenty of these. Okay, there's our white piece. It's going to go on there like that, and then I have a strip of white here, and grab my stays on. Okay. Is this a happy birthday? There we are. Okay, so I've been wondering whether to do it with my tailored tag punch. That might be better, so let's just see. Grab a scrap. If not, I might trim my strip down a little. Let's see which we prefer. There we go. Okey-dokey. There. I think that's how I want it. All right. So now we're ready to assemble. So we'll just glue our white piece to our black piece. So again, all of these layers are just a half a centimetre smaller than the layer behind. You could use any patterned paper that you've got to create this. Forgive my sighing. Not that I'm bored, I'm just hot. Those of you who know me well know that I do love the heat, and I do. But the room that I'm in is at the top of the house, and most of the time I love the fact that it's toasty warm, but today it's just a little bit stifling, I have to be honest. Okay, so let's get that guy on like so. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put some glue on one side and some dimensionals on the other because the shirt is popped up. Okay, so we're just going to put dimensional here, only need one, and glue here. Let's unstick the back. I think my brain has just decided it's had enough. So there we go. Woo! Card number 1. So this is something just a little bit different than perhaps some of the pictures that you'll have seen using this. It's not just for suits, you can create shirts as well, and I think that opens up a lot of other possibilities for those guys in your life who are not suit and tie wearers, but are partial to a flowery or a patterned shirt, or any kind of shirt. You could do it plain, depending on what their style is, so you can tailor it to their particular style. All right, let's put this away. It's card number 1. Let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, and I just want to show you something here which I think is a great idea with the pockets. Is here they've used it to create a banner, and again you could use that in brightly coloured patterned paper for just a regular birthday banner, which is easy. Okay, and you got the "you're the best," which is always a great sentiment. Okay, so that's card number 1. I'm going to be finding those buttons everywhere now. Right, so for our second card, I'm going to do a bit of ice cream. See if we can cool things down a little, okay? So I'm also going to be using, this is the Scalloped Contours dies, and I've used this one here. So what I've done is I've got my card base in white, so I've done a tent fold. And then I've taken a piece of, this is the Pattern Party paper. This is the host paper. So again, if you join the stamp club when it's your month to host, you could get this Pattern Party paper pack as one of your rewards using your credits. Okay, and I've just die cut that, and then I've just cut the scalloped edge off of it. Okay, or should I say I've cut the edge of it using the scallop die. Oh, I apologize, ladies. My brain is just not working today. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so we've got this big happy birthday, and I'm going to stamp that across in black. So I'm going to use my stays on for that. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to put that here. There we go. Dum, dum, dum. Give it a good press, and there we go. Lovely. Okay. Now we're going to make ourselves. Now I'm going to trim that off in a bit once I've got the positioning. The reason I haven't stuck it down yet is I want to make sure I've got the positioning right before I do. So we're going to create our ice cream cone. So we have the solid image here, and we've got the little hatching as well, just to provide the details. So it so happens that our cinnamon cider ink pad is the perfect colour for ice cream cones. So I'm just going to bring in some scrap paper here, do my stamping. Okay, so what I'm going to do, then I've just got a scrap of cinnamon cider, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to, this is one of our distinctive stamp sets, so it's got a bit of texture to it. So I'm going to stamp off, like so, and then I'm going to stamp full strength, like so. Okay, now there is coordinating paper that goes with this that has these, so you can just cut them out. So now I'm just going to pop this in here. Okay, and now we have an ice cream cone. Now, this could also be a party hat if you wanted it, but for the purposes of this, it's an ice cream cone. And then I've got a scrap of Whisper White. Now, let me think. What flavour ice creams shall we have? Okay, I'm thinking we'll want a pink. So we'll have some Blushing Bride. And I think maybe something minty. So how about some Coastal Cabana? And then let's try some Daffodil Delight. Maybe we'll have some banana. So we've got strawberry, mint and banana. Not sure it's a great combination flavour-wise, but colour-wise, I think it works. Okay, so now we've got our ice cream image. I'm just going to stamp that 3 times. Okay, so we've got our yellow. Got our blue. And make sure that's clean before I go on to my Blushing Bride, which is quite light pink. We've got our pink. Okay, and then we have we have some sprinkles here. Okay, so I'll just add some sprinkles, And again, I'm just going to add same color sprinkles, okay? Just want a really subtle effect. Here's the yellow. Coastal Cabana. And Blushing Bride, okay? So can you see those? Really cool. Right, and now I'm going to just punch each one of these out. So again, if you're a chocolate lover, you could do a brown one for chocolate flavour, whichever one you want. Get it lined up. 2. And I'm just trimming it off like this so that it can feed into my punch. Okay. There we go. Just put those to one side. Bring back in our card. So now you'll see why I haven't cut this to size just yet, because I want to see how big my ice cream is going to be. Okay. There we go. It's going to go there, and then I'm going to have Treat Yourself. I'm going to stamp that in, I think I will stamp that in Coastal Cabana. Down here. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in the coordinating ice cream sprinkles, because these are also retiring. So let's assemble. Okay, so we want dimensional on the back of our ice cream cone. And this is just such a fun set. So I'm just going to put one on the top here because I'm going to lay it over the bottom of my cone. Okay, and then, so now as I put these in, you can see because I've got a dimensional there, okay, they're sticking out. So I'm just going to trim the edges like so, because I know that these bits aren't going to show. Okay, and then I can just pop them in. If all else fails, I can pull my meat up. Okay, so same with this one. I'm just going to trim it a little just to make it easier to tuck in. Okay. So actually I'm going to pull my pink one up. Put a little bit of glue down. There we go. And then on this piece, okay, and what I'll do is I'll just trim that bit off the top. Oops. Okay, so let's line that up. so. And then we can just trim this. There we are. Okay. Now, ice cream's crooked. It's melting already. So now that I've picked this up a couple of times, it's not that sticky. So I'm just going to add a bit of glue on here. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to add some sprinkles. So take a yellow. And I've got a blue. And let's take the red. Whoop. And another red down here. These are really cute little, they're like foam. Okay, and then we'll take a blue one. No, do a yellow. Down here. Okay. And now, whoop. Get my glue working. There we go. Useful way to just hide that little boo-boo just there. That's what embellishments are for. Can you see what I'm doing? There we go. Let's move it up so you can see. There we are. So there we have our second card. Yes, Sue, it's really, really fresh. And like I say, it's going to be in the new catalogue, but if you want to get the bundle, then get it now before the discount goes away. I think this is just, again, it's just something that's a little bit different to flowers, and it's great for kids' cards as well. So just something a bit different. Here we go. So that's card number 2. Right. So let's put some of this away. Did I mention that it's hot? Oh dear. Okie dokie. Now, for our final card, okay, I'm going to bring in the art gallery bundle. Now, as I said, this was my top pick from this year's, from the summer catalogue. And I'm just going to show you some of the cards that I've made with this already. So these are just taking something very simple and just stepping it up. Yep. But one of my favourite things about this is got to be the die here that says, just want to say. This one here. Isn't that great? So that what I've done here is I've cut it out of foam and stuck it on just for a watercoloured background. And then here I've taken a bit out of it and just said, just to say. This is another card that we did a little while ago. And I did have one other. Let me grab it. No, it's gone, which is a shame because it was my favourite card that I made with this bundle. But never mind, let's get on to the actual card we're going to make today. Okay, so again, we're going to use the scalloped contour dies as well for this, and my stitched rectangles which layer with these. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut my card base, okay, and then I have cut a frame. So I've used this die here to create the outside with the stitching, and then I've taken this rectangle here and just cut out the center, and that's also stitched, so it's kind of cute, but I do like a nice frame. Okay, and then I've taken some of that hand penned paper and I've just cut it so that it sits behind the frame like so. Okay, so first things first, the frame is going to get popped up, so I'm just going to grab my dimensionals, and you could use foam strips for this if you want. But the thing with this is that you want to make sure that you put plenty of dimension along here, okay, so that it sits up nicely. So I'm being very, very generous with my dimensionals tonight on this one, but I want it to be really solid. The other thing you could do is you could cut this using some foam. So again, the whole thing would just be thicker, or you could cut 2 or 3 of them and layer them together. It's entirely up to you. Okay? Alrighty, so these can go straight on. I'm going to glue this down first. I just love the design of this hand penned. Haven't gotten around to using that stamp set yet, but I love colours and the designs in the paper. It's just, as I say, just fresh, which is what we want in this kind of weather. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to layer that over the top. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Chat amongst yourselves whilst I take the million dimensionals off the back of this. I'm regretting not digging out my foam strips. That would have been a lot quicker. But anyway. Nearly there. I think this is the last one. No, one more side to do. Is anybody keeping score? Thanks, Mary. Alright, here we go. So now we're just going to line that up. So now you can see we've just got that lovely dimension here. You've got that raised frame. Okay, and I think that's straight, just about. Alright, so now I'm going to bring in a scrap and I'm going to stamp this image here. Okay, so I'm going to use my Stamparatus for this. Let's just grab that. Okay, try not to bash the camera. Alrighty, so I'm just going to lay this down. Okay, just use my magnets to hold that in place. Okay. Go. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, now I'm on the fence with what colour I'm going to do the flowers in here. So there's pale papaya in here, there's blushing bride, and there's a little hint of pool party, there's a hint of daffodil delight. So let me know, I'm going to get my green, but let me know what kind of colour you think you might like to see there. I'm going to use Just Jade for my leaves. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just carefully Oop. Add my Just Jade. Okay. And then I'm going to take my baby wipe and just wipe off where I don't want it. Okay, we could mask, but to be honest, can't be bothered. Okay, the other thing we could do is, for some of these, is I'm going to take my blender pen. Papaya, we've got lots of papayas. So I'm just using my, off camera here, I'm using my blender pen to pick up ink and add it to some of these in-betweeny bits. So I'm dabbing it rather than rubbing, because I get a better coverage that way. Okay, and then I'm just going to huff on it and then stamp down. Right, papaya it looks like, ladies. Your wish is my command. Okay. Alright, so we've got a little bit there, but that's okay. Let's grab our papaya. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this off. And I'm going to use my sponge dauber this time to add ink. Okay. I'm not too worried if I get papaya where the stems are, because it's lighter. There we go. Okay, let's go over it again. That's why I like the Stamper Artist for this stuff, because you can just layer it up. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Mango Melody, which is, where's my Mango Melody? Here, which is slightly darker. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to ink up just a few pieces, just to create a little bit of variation and shading. Go. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so that's our image. Oop. Let's pop these away. And then I'm going to take the coordinating die, which is here, and I'm going to die cut this out. So bear with me one sec, I will be right back. Just lining everything up. Okay, and there we have it. Let's bring our piece back in. So we want this, and then I'm going to stamp "You Are Lovely," which I think is a great little sentiment. I'm going to stamp that in Just Jade. See if I get it straight. Yep, that'll do. And then I'm going to use my banner punch. I'm just going to flag the end. And then let's, oh, that's the wrong one. Don't want that. I want that one. There, that's what I want. And then let's trim this side. So try and line that up. There we go. So now we have our "You Are Lovely." Okay. And then I think, let's see if some ribbon will work or will it be too much. I think the ribbon would be nice, but perhaps green instead of the papaya. So let's grab, yes, let's grab our, oh, maybe evergreen. Let's see. Yeah. I think I'm going to keep it light. Okay, so I'm just going to put some snail on here, and some snail on here. Let's do it this way. Okay, and then pop some dimensionals on the back of this one. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on this piece here. So, like I was saying at the beginning, if you haven't already, you've still got time to enter into my prize draw for a £50 shopping spree. I've extended the deadline so that you guys can place your orders if you so wish. Now that the discounted list is live today. But also remember, we've got our stamp club. So we've got a couple of places left on that. I would love it if you joined us. So all you've got, it's a great way, as I say, to just build your supplies slowly over time. It's easier then to play with them rather than if you get them all in one go. And it's just £25 a month. And for at least one of those months, when you're the hostess, you get at least £15 of host rewards to spend on whatever you like in the catalogue. Plus, each month, I will give you, you will receive a video, which is just for people in the club. And that will be a technique or a card fold or something fun that I won't do anywhere else. It's just for you guys. So there we go. I know what this needs. It needs a wink of Stella, doesn't it? So let's do that. Let's add our wink of Stella to here. And there we have it. Okay, so that is the art gallery stamp set and coordinating dies. So this is another one, another bundle where the individual products are available in the new catalogue, but you don't get the bundled discount. So if you like the bundle, you need to get it before it retires at the end of this month. So let me bring back in our cards. It's now time for you ladies to do your bit and vote for your favourite. So we had card number 1 using the Well Suited dies and stamp set, or handsomely suited I should say. Then we had a card number 2, which was our Bright Fresh Ice Cream. And then finally we had card number 3, which was the Art Gallery bundle. So I don't know if you can see all of those. So let me know what's your favourite. 1, 2, or 3. And if you have any of these already, would you recommend them? So as I said, Amy says 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Is that like Dusty Bin? Does anybody remember that? So as I said, make sure to place your orders by tonight to enter into the draw. I'll be giving that prize away, £50 next week. If you haven't already done so and wish to do so, all you need to do is send me a message or an email if you want to sign up for the Stamp Club. Bear in mind that if you sign up for the Stamp Club and you win the £50 prize draw, that's your first 2 months taken care of. So 3, 2, 1 says Mary, 3, 1, 2 says Sue. Prissy says number 2, then 3, then 1. Wow, we've got quite a spread this evening. Excellent. So there we are, ladies. Thank you for joining me. I am going to go and have a nice cold drink now. Each one of these cards fought back with me in their own particular way, but we made it through. So thank you again, and I will either hear from you in the next little while or I will see you next week. We should be back to our usual Wednesday night next week. Thanks for joining me.